Hey everyone, this is Anna, and thanks so much for visiting my channel. Tonight I'm working on the next video in the series where I share my completed handmade card stash, and we'll be working on the encouragement and sympathy cards. I do have a playlist on my channel. It's called Completed Handmade Card Shares, and you will find all the videos that I've done in this series there. It started with the Valentine cards, Easter and spring. I've also done Just Because and Hello, Thank You and Miss You, Birthday and Birthday for the Kiddos. I did a series on the chicken cards, gardening and floral, and masculine cards. And so now we'll be working on the encouragement and sympathy. And then later I'll do some fall and fall holidays and Christmas and winter cards as well. So please find that playlist on my channel. You'll just go to the playlist tab and find it there. So let's go ahead and get started on the encouragement and sympathy cards. The first card I have to share with you is one that I made with stamps and dies from Impression Obsession. This one is called Icky Sicky, and it's a really cute set about all things being sick and getting well. And then on the inside I just did a simple strip of pattern paper there. So real cute. Here's another card I made with stamps and dies from Impression Obsession. A lot of the encouragement cards I make may be florals or they may be scenic cards, and then I'll add a nice sentiment on the inside, which is kind of appropriate for the situation that I want to send the card for. So this particular card doesn't have anything stamped on the inside yet, but when I do go to send this card, I'll just add a nice sentiment to it. So I really love these seashell dies from Impression Obsession, and this frame die right here with the lighthouse and the waves I think is just beautiful. And I added some shimmer cardstock behind, and then I added the glossy accents to the front there to make the waves look like they were shiny. So I love that card. Here's another one using stamps from Impression Obsession. Kind Heart, Fierce Mind, and Brave Spirit. And I used I think this is a chicken wire embossing folder. Probably from Sizzix or Cuttlebug maybe, or could be even Tailored Expressions, I'm not sure. Here's one from using images from Inky Antics. And there's a little dog there with a little boo-boo on his nose. You can see all the faux stitching I did on this card. Got a little out of control. Oh, and here's one of my stamps that I use on the back of my cards sometimes. It's one of my little chickens. That was Tiny Tim and One of a Kind by Anna Wight. I should get that stamp out again. I love using that stamp. Here's a card I made with one of my images from Whippersnapper Designs. My stack of cards is falling over. So hope it's not catchy. Heard You Caught a Bug. Real cute. That image is stamped on a cotton paper and watercolored with Stampin' Up! Reinkers. Here's a card I made with some doodles, a sentiment maybe from Stampin' Up! Or maybe a muse, I'm not sure. And then just some simple cloud and sunshine die. And the doodles there are just little people that I drew around some of my thumbprints that I so I just inked up my thumb and my fingers and stamped them on the card, and then drew on the little faces and the hands and legs and the grass. So I think that turned out really cute. And then I just added some clouds and sunshine. But that actually may be a Whippersnapper stamp. I can't remember where that came from. But now that I look at it, I think it actually might be one of my own Whippersnapper stamps. Here is a congrats card. It's using dies from Impression Obsession. The sailboat, there's a waved background there. And then this really cool frame die is also from Impression Obsession. Move those guys off to the side. Here's a card I made with stamps from Picket Fence Studio. And it says, Be True to You. And I really love this card. I love how it turned out. I love the texture there of the embossing folder. I really like the colors of the image there. I really love the crocheted little flower. So this is one of my favorite cards I made for Picket Fence. Here's another of my favorite cards that I made for Picket Fence. I used to be on their design team, and this was one of my favorite cards as well. And this one says, Be Fearless. I think that's just a nice way of sending an encouraging note to someone. I think she's really beautiful. Here's a congratulations card I made with dies from Impression Obsession. And I die cut the word congrats out of black glitter paper. And then I die cut all the butterflies out of various different colors of glitter paper as well. So I think rainbows are just an inspirational image, and rainbow colors are inspirational as well. Here's a card I made with stamps from Impression Obsession. This is Dear Old World, She Murmured, You Are Very Lovely, and I'm Glad to Be Alive in You from Anne of Green Gables. And so there's the windmill stamp, and there's a border here that I thought looked like round hay bales. So I used that. Here's another card that uses that same sentiment, and it also uses a doily stamp from Impression Obsession. So I think the way that stamp image turned out is really beautiful. Looks kind of like a batik. Here's another one from Impression Obsession. This says, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. I used a French script on the background, this really lovely peony flower, just some little die cuts there that I die cut out of gold, and a little twine bow here on the side. So it's really beautiful as well. Here's another card I made with stamps from Picket Fence Studio. Also one of my favorite cards that I made for them. Has a cute little satin bow up there at the top. I think this is a Martha Stewart ribbon. It feels really good. But I think that little mama goose and her baby are so cute. So, and then the background paper that I used there, I think it's a Maggie Holmes paper, and it says, I love you. Let's see. Here's another card that I made with stamps and dies from Picket Fence Studio. This is actually a shaker card. There's a little dog hair on there. And I think this little mermaid is so cute. And the shaker scene actually looks kind of like a fish tank, so I added some coral and some little fishies, and then I added the sequins as well on the inside of the shaker and on the outside. And then on the inside it says, you are mermazing. So I thought that turned out really cute. This card is really, really heavy. It's I used some thicker foam for my dimension, and it's really heavy. Let's see, here's a card I made with stamps from Unity. It says, sorry you're feeling sluggish. I hope today is better. So it's really cheerful colors. Here's a card made with images from Impression Obsession. These are stamped on watercolor paper and colored with Zig clear color markers. Here's another card made with images from Impression Obsession. It says live in full color. And I really like the idea of watercoloring into a journal, and whether it be like a, journal where you're doing some self-reflection or something to that effect. But I stamped some trees in the journal as if it was a nature book, and then just providing some self-encouragement there. I live in full color. And I really like this particular palette stamp. I thought that one turned out really beautiful. Here's another card made with images from Impression Obsession. It says Embrace Life. It has that really beautiful pear image with some text background and then some newsprint background on the back. But this is a newsprint cover card. I like the depth of that particular card. Another card with images from Impression Obsession. This one has little hummingbirds on it. It says spread your wings and let your spirit soar. And these little hummingbirds are watercolored in various different colors. Here's, I'm not sure why this is in my inspiration cards, but it is. This is a little teeny tiny card I made with 2 little fish images from one of my whippersnapper design sets. And I guess they could be encouraging each other. I really like the little scalloped edge on the outside border there. And then here's another small card I made with images from, oh my gosh, Cornish Heritage Farms, I think the crab is from. And then the sentiment is from Whippersnapper, whatever you are, be a good one. So another little small card. Sticking with the small cards, here's one that says wishing you peace and comfort. And I'm actually not sure where these stamps came from. I'm thinking maybe my favorite things from maybe like the early years, but I'm not positive. There are other dandelion stamps though, and lots of sentiments of comfort that you could use. I love this card. I've made this card several times actually, for the loss of a pet, loss of a cat in particular. It says, "My heart is with you," and it has that darling little kitty image of the kitty sleeping in the flower bed. And this one is actually colored with twinkling H2Os. So she has a little bit of sparkle to her. She's really cute. Here's a card I made with an image from Penny Black, Oopsie Daisy. And it's just this really cute cat that's gotten into some mess there with green paint. And he's left footprints all over the cardstock as well. Here's a card I made with images from Impression Obsession. She knew she could and she did. The ledger that I used, I think it's called Ledger Cover a Card that I used on the background and on the background here. I stamped it just one time on this card layer, but on the background here I wanted a little bit more texture, visual texture, so I actually stamped it just slightly, stamped it twice, just slightly off, and so it made the lines doubled. And there's glossy accents on the center of her flowers. Here's a card I made with an image from Cornish Heritage Farms. This was one of the Thomas Kincaid rubber stamps when they were doing that particular series. And those stamps are amazing. This one is a lighthouse, a cottage with a lighthouse. So just a quick, simple black stamped image. Makes for a really easy card to make. Here's one with an image from, I want to say Stamps by Judith, but I think this is High Hopes. And then I think this one is Stamps by Judith. Have you ever had one of those days? I certainly have. And on the inside it says, "Be yourself, nobody does it better." Here's a card I made with images from Stampin' Up. This card was made a really, really long time ago. There's Mama Squirrel and her little girl squirrel, or I don't know, boy and a girl squirrel in the forest. And then the little silver charm here says, "Believe." So super, super old card. Here's another card that I made with image from Thomas Kincaid. It's that same lighthouse and cottage stamp. This one I actually watercolored the cottage and the scene. So that's another way of providing a nice sympathy card. It's just with a nice scenic stamp and a sentiment, and you're good to go. And then here's one more from the Thomas Kincaid line, and this is the last card I have to share with you. And this one is of the garden gate. It says, "Each day provides its own gifts." And this one was colored, watercolored with reinkers, and then I added twinkling H2Os to it as well, just to give like the flowers and things some sparkle. So, if you find making sympathy cards difficult, I encourage you just to find a really beautiful floral image that you like, find 1 or 2 sentiments that you like, and it's amazing how many ways that you can make different sentiment or sympathy cards just with those those kinds of images and sentiments. So I know they're not easy to make. They're certainly not fun to make, but I know they're really appreciated when we do make them. So thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you really enjoyed it. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I will be sharing some fall and fall holiday cards and also some Christmas and winter cards, but probably more along in a month or two as I get more of those cards made. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!